Hi everyone, and welcome to You've Been Dapped. I'm Daphne Registered, the owner and creative strategist of iDapp Marketing. You've Been Dapped was birthed from iDapp Marketing, and during this series of videos, we're going to look at creative marketing, some different marketing trends, and some dapped businesses. You may be wondering, what is a dapped business? A dapped business is basically clients of ours. Today I have my very first special guest, Miss LaToya Jones. Hi, Toya.
Hey, Daphne.
She is the owner and creative director of Southern Garden Kitchen. Southern Garden Kitchen is a lifestyle brand that focuses on health, wellness, fitness, traveling, fashion, relationships, and much more. And guess what? Southern Garden Kitchen is a dapped business. We have had the pleasure of creating social media content, video content, and so much more. And so let's hear a little bit from Toya. Tell us a little bit about Southern Garden Kitchen, what it is, what you do, and anything else you want us to know.
All right, well, I am LaToya Jones. I'm the creative director and owner of Southern Garden Kitchen, which, as you mentioned before, is a lifestyle brand. I started it in the summer of 2019 really as a way just to educate people on the plant-based lifestyle. So it was more education on what foods to eat, how eating, different animal flesh and secretions can be harmful to your body, but as well as showing people how I eat when I travel, how it really all is a lifestyle more than you can't eat this and you can't eat that. It truly is a lifestyle, from the hygiene and skincare products that I use to switching out the bags from the produce section. I have reusable ones that I use now. So, but it's a slow switch,
Right.
You can't do it, unless you're a millionaire, which that hasn't manifested itself into my bank account yet, but it's coming.
Yes, it
But everybody can't make the switch immediately. Right. It has to be a slow, gradual switch. And the world we live in, you can't do everything, unless you're gonna move to the jungles of, Peru, which I wouldn't mind. But
I can see you doing that.
I could. So it started off basically as a plant-based lifestyle brand, and then it's slowly moved into food, because then people were like, well, I may be interested in it if you would cook the food, and so then it moved into me offering meals, which is what I do. The bulk of it now, I still do education, but the bulk of my business now is meals. And just recently I added fresh pressed juices to my menu as well. So really, SGK is all about plant-based living, traveling, how to navigate in this world that is, mostly carnivorous. But we are seeing the numbers changing. Plant-based lifestyle is increasing. You can tell now by when you go into the grocery stores what they have to offer now versus what they had to offer when I first went, which was salads.
And we can attest to how good her meals are because we do order. Well, I do order, and recently the juices are good too. As long as now I'm no vegan, but I can't try. I will try, because that's the thing about it. She makes it taste where you don't really know that you're not enjoying the good pig from I'm referring to your jackfruit.
Right.
Because you would think that you were eating it, but you really aren't. But okay, that's not what we're talking about. So basically, from what you were saying, a lot of the things that she does with Southern Garden Kitchen, I say in itself is just creative in general, because you have to be able to capture people's attention with the idea of not being able to, because you talk about the vegan lifestyle and everything, and the first thing people think is, okay, oh no, I don't get my meat, I don't, and so you have to be creative with that. So, with that being said, I'm just going to ask you a few questions in terms of your creativity and, what you think and things like that. So, the first thing I want to ask you is, what is one of the craziest or most unusual marketing things you have done? It could be like social media content, it could be like maybe you've, in person, walked up to somebody and said something, or done canvassing, or just something that's been crazy or unusual?
Well, there have been two. One, I did go back. You mentioned canvassing, so a few years ago, I did some old school boots to the ground marketing, and I was putting flyers under people's windshield. Now that's how people used to do back in the
Going
day.
to the club.
Yes, okay. I'll just pull them out and throw them on the ground. But that can be dangerous now.
Yes.
People now, you touching that stuff. There's cameras everywhere. People's cars sensitive. Beep, 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 so. But I did that a few years ago because even though we're in a digital age and we do rely more on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and whatever other platforms you're using, there are still some people that you're not going to be able to reach digitally. And so sometimes you have to go out and do the work. So I got me a little team together. We decided which areas in town and what time they were the busiest and the most cars, and trying to hurry up and do it before they're not looking. But I wanted to introduce my company to, like I said, people that I may not reach digitally. Right. And then another crazy thing that I have done is occasionally I'll use sex. Okay. Slightly, because sex sells. Let's just be honest. So I posted one day that people deserve to wake up to pancakes and vegan sex. And it had a picture of two turtles, getting a groove on. But it's going to capture your attention. And make you read it. I mean, sex sells. Sex and food sells. Yes. And I sell food, so let me slide in a little sex.
No, that's good. Now that is creative.
And then another post that I made, it was sexual in nature too. Oh, I had watched a documentary on plant-based lifestyle and how it can help men with their erections, and so I posted that first and then posted the information under it. But I know that that's going to capture people's attention. But I try to keep it clean. You kind of teetering over. But those are some of the tactics that I've used to get people to pay attention.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure they worked, and not only worked, but made people laugh and feel the connection in doing that. Okay, all right. So then that kind of leads to the next question. That's good in terms of what gets your creative juices flowing, or what inspires you to create.
Well, I'm by nature a creative person, but I do like to go against the grain. I don't like to do stuff that I've seen other people do. So really what gets my creative juices flowing is talking to my friends, like my close friends that really know me. And we may not be talking about business, we may be talking about something else, and I have an aha moment, like, ooh, that'll work. Naturally, I'm a writer. I write everything down. When I die, some people's feelings gonna get hurt when they see all the stuff that I've written down. But I write my creative. You wrote it down and you tell it to their face. But that's how I do my creative process. If I have an idea, I write everything down. I date it so that I can go back and refer to it. So really just having good, meaningful conversations with my friends gets my creative juices going, and then I just kind of take off from there.
What stifles your creativity? Like, what keeps you maybe from being creative, or, just kind of puts you maybe in a funk, or, and when that happens, what do you do to get out of it?
Okay, I would say the biggest stifler to my creativity is stress. Okay. So any type of stress, home life stress, work stress, those types of things will stifle my creativity. What I do to get out of it, eat. Go create some, vegan recipe that I've been wanting to try anyway. Okay. So I may do that. Exercise. That's something I actually enjoy doing, and I love nature. So sometimes going outside, or going to my room and shutting the door, pulling the blinds, and I don't want to be bothered. And just give myself time to come out of it, because I'm always thinking of something new or next to do. When should I release it? And so I just kind of come into myself, and then when I'm done, I'm done.
Well, just listening to you with all those different things that you mentioned, I definitely feel like that gives you time to be able to create. Because like when you're, like you say, you like to do nature, and so being out, you're able to kind of see and draw inspiration. Or even when you said, so maybe it's a good thing when it's stifled and you like to cook and come up with new recipes. So maybe that's a good thing, because you know, you're able to come up with, you know, try different things and, you know, have that next great recipe. So I guess that's a good thing too. Okay. All right. So then the next question I have for you is, if you didn't have to worry about cost, what would be a form of marketing that you would try? And it could be anything.
Well, you know, the granddaddy of marketing is about to come up. Super Bowl.
Oh, so you get you one of those good ads and a good prime time spot.
Yes, the prime time spot. Run a couple of them.
Okay.
That would be the ultimate, because you know people.
Everybody's watching.
Yes, everybody's watching. Even women who may not be into football, everybody gets excited about the commercials. Yeah. So I definitely would have some huge Super Bowl commercial campaign. Outside of that, I love 3D billboards. Okay. I like them over digital, because I don't want my stuff flashing. I want some type of cute, you know, you're like, what is that? Yeah. So I love the idea of 3D billboards. So if money was not an option or object, those are two things I know I definitely would do. Okay.
Well, we just want to add in there that you're speaking it to existence. Okay. So you
I'll take that.
It might not. It is not going to be an option. You never know. Okay. What was I say? Is there anything else that you just want to add or maybe mention?
I was gonna say, marketing is important to any business. You've got to have before you even have your branding, your logo, all that stuff. You know, you want to have that stuff out first, because you want people to be able to recognize who you are. Right. But if you've got to have good marketing, especially in today's world, all the competition with the access to social media. Like never before. We definitely living in a digital age, and you've got to have digital marketing. Right. That's why we come to you for all of our digital marketing needs, because Lord knows, look, I cook, I create, I educate. Right. This thing, yeah.
But listen, I can honestly say that you're one of our clients who, you know, you put yourself out there and you try different things and you do more than what you think you do.
Yeah. So what they say, keep throwing against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah. And oh goodness, there was something else I was going to mention, and I totally forgot that quick. When you were just saying about, that's what I was going to ask you. I did have one other question I was going to ask you. It just popped in my head.
Okay, that's fine.
But has it been hard for you, kind of, because I know you probably you do some of your own marketing too, but has it been hard for you trying to kind of do that on your own? And what do you do to make sure that you are still kind of reaching your audience and still having time to, you know, do your recipes and, you know, fix your meals and juice? Like, do you have like a schedule together, or is there some things that you do that help you be able to, you know, market your business? Because I was just looking at some stats, and we're going to talk about this in some of the other videos, but I want to say it's like 46 to 47% of small business owners do their own marketing. Because, you know, again, a lot of times marketing can, you know, it be expensive. And so as a small business owner, are there things that you do that kind of help you to be able to make sure you are marketing yourself, and how do you do that?
I mean, my life has become pictures and videos. Okay. I mean, even my children know it. If I cook something, I'd be like, I gotta
take a picture.
I gotta take a picture.
We need to make it look good, because you're right.
Get my greenery.
Yeah. No, and that's good. That's one thing about it. It looks good.
Yeah. So my life, because before, I mean, I barely took pictures of stuff, you know, nobody cares, but now everything is a picture, everything is a video. Even when I go out of town, I'm always trying to capture something that Southern Garden Kitchen, you know, and so it really, marketing becomes your life, even though marketing is your thing, right? You know, so I've learned, so besides that, I've learned how to work some apps, and so I try to have a schedule of 2 posts a day, Monday through Friday. I realize the weekends are kind of, But if I don't make that, I don't beat myself up about it because I want my stuff to be authentic.
Right.
I know they tell you can use some of these apps to skip Planoly, stuff to kind of schedule. And if that's what you want to do for your business, more power to you. I don't want to overwhelm my audience. By posting too much stuff. Now you can follow me because you've seen me. Every time you on your feed, you've seen me 15 times that day. And I want to give content that people actually want to be like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, engagement is important.
Right.
You just don't want to be posting stuff just to be posting.
And yes, that's time with my blog too. I could be like, okay, I'm gonna do a blog a week, but if nothing went on last week, there's, you know what I mean? There's nothing interesting to blog about. So I like for my marketing to be authentic. So I try to do the, 10 posts a week. Sometimes I make it. Sometimes I may have a couple of more. So yeah, that's basically my self-marketing strategy outside of, what I ask you to do for me.
But no, that's a good thing. Those are good things. And hopefully, that's something that will help someone, and be able to help them with their, business marketing. Well, thank you so much for sitting with me today on You've Been Dapped.
I sure have, over and over again.
Yes. And we look forward to you because I enjoy working with you and I appreciate the partnership. But we want to do a little something for you today for being our first guest because I know I can be a lot. We won't even go into how long it took us to get started with this. We'll keep this to ourselves. And of course, I would love to do a whole lot, but we just want to give you a few Facebook ad credits to be able to $50 to sponsor an ad, and so I'll hook up with you after this and make that possible for you. And so that's all I have for today, but I appreciate you, Toy. Thank you so much for tuning in for the first show of You've Been Dapped.